On this episode, I'm going to be showing the number one issue that happens on every AC unit, and it's happened to me, and it's probably mostly have happened to you. I'm going to show you how you're going to avoid getting scammed by those repair guys that charge you way overpriced, which has happened to me, which I'll share in later. I'll show you how to easily fix it so you can save money on how easily you can fix it yourself. So stay tuned. Hey there friends, welcome to Fix This House. If you're new to the channel, consider pressing the subscribe and notification bell so you can always be in tune on DIYs, how-to videos, and product reviews that I do within this channel. Hot weather's coming in, summertime's almost here, and your AC is going to be working double time, and you can't afford your AC unit being shut down, especially with this monkey heat coming in fast. So fortunately, you're here watching this video, and I'm going to show you how you can easily diagnose this, how you can replace it yourself safely. How do you know if your capacitor is bad? Well, the first sign is that your AC will not be turning on. Only the fan will be going on the inside, or you might hear a humming or buzzing sound coming out from your condenser. Also, having a weak and dying capacitor will make your motor run harder and making it less efficient. You're not going to get scammed because you're going to replace this by yourself cheaply and safely at the same time. So let's go out there, check out the AC unit. Let's go. Here is my AC unit, and the goodies are all located inside this compartment. But before we go and do anything to this AC unit, the number one thing that you need to do is shut off the power, and this is the disconnect box right here. Let's take this, open it up, pull this, just like that. Put this in a safe place that you can find this, safe place that you're not going to get it wet. I have to take out some screws to get into here. I'm going to be using this 8mm bit. You don't want to use a high impact electric screwdriver. Just pop out the panel cover. So now that we got the goodies exposed, you could already see that there's the capacitor, but I'm not going to touch this just yet. Just because I pulled out the shut-off switch at the top, I don't want to trust that. Got the conduit right here that's going to the unit. See, there's the wire. There's the black wire, the red wire, and there's the ground wire. I'm going to use my multimeter, and I'm going to put it on voltage alternating current. If you're interested on any tools just like this one that I use within this video, I'll leave all those links on the description down below. I'll also leave a QR code right here so you can scan it if you're watching this on your TV screen to make it easier for yourself. I take one of the probes, place it, touch the ground. Is one of the legs, the black wire. Test it right there. And you can see right there that there's no voltage on that one. Let's go to the next leg. And you can see that there is no voltage on that one. So we know there's no power going into this AC unit, but most of the time, this is what people miss, is that this capacitor stores energy. It's kind of like a car battery, so what we need to do is we need to do a proper discharge. Just take a regular screwdriver or whatnot, and you're going to touch this terminal to terminal. So we have a common, we have a fan, and at the back right there, if you can't see it, there is a HERM terminal. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these things, touch it from common, let it touch the common terminal, and just touch the fan terminal like there. Go to the common terminal, take that and touch the HERM. So what we're doing right here is we're doing some discharge. So anything that might be stored on there will be properly discharged so you don't get that shock. That should be good. So some of the physical appearance that you'll see that you know for sure that your capacitor is bad, if you see these seams here, if it's splitting on the seams, if it's puffy in appearance, you have a dome at the top, kind of like a mushroom top, or a dome bottom mushroom, it's bulging. See any leaks, oil leaking on this thing, it's wet and oily, pretty much have a shot or burnt out capacitor. You want to check for burned connectors, any corrosions or melted wires. Hey there friends, sorry to interrupt, but if you find this video super helpful so far, kindly hit that big thumbs up and the subscribe button. It'll greatly help out the channel. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Sometimes looks can be deceiving. You might have a perfectly good looking capacitor like this one, but if you test it, it's bad. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to disconnect this and check if this capacitor is still good to use, which it should be. To be honest with you, I just tested it, so it should be on tack, but let's check it out anyways for the purpose of this video. Now you can't test this if all the wires are connected. You have to take out all the wires and test this capacitor by itself. Now before you go take out the wires, you might get confused, so I highly suggest that you get your camera from your phone and just take pictures of which one belongs to which, so that when you go place this back, you put it on the right terminal. Here's your capacitor on the top. It's a little dusty. Let's go and take out all the dirt, dust. What you see here is the C, that's the common. You have the hermetic terminal that's going to the compressor. Here you have the fan. It might be a little bit overwhelming looking at all these numbers, writings on your compressor, but the only thing that you want to focus on, and I'm just going to circle it, these numbers right here. So 45 plus 5 microfarads plus or minus 5%. These are also the number that we're trying to aim for when we're testing this out. If it matches these numbers, then we're good to go. So now take your multimeter and just set it to this symbol right here, and that's capacitance. We're going to take our probe. Doesn't matter which one you touch on each one, but you always want to have one touching the common, and we're going to touch the first terminal, which is the Herm, and the Herm should equal up to the first number right here, which is 45. Not every capacitor is the same rating because each unit is a different size. For my unit, my AC unit, this one is the rated size, 45 plus 5 microfarads. Now some of you might have 65s, 75, 85, whatever. Sometimes it's not even a plus, sometimes it's a hash mark, which is the same thing as long as it has two numbers saying microfarads, and it also sometimes have a weird U looking symbol on it. It doesn't say MFD. So I'll put an example right here where it shows that it doesn't necessarily have to look like this, but somewhat close to this. And there you go. That's close enough to our plus or minus 5%, which is very close. So that's good. Anything that's way below that 5%, 45, then that means you have a bad capacitor. The fan should equal or plus or minus 5% of 5. Let's swap out the probe just to show you that it doesn't really matter which probe to use. And there you go. It's reading at 4.8. 4.8, that's plus or minus 5% close to 5. Still a really good capacitor. With all the different AC units out there ranging from different sizes, different levels, it could be very overwhelming trying to find the right capacitor for your unit, and sometimes you go to the store and you don't carry the specific one for your AC. This one takes out all the guesswork and makes life so much easier. This is the Turbo 200 motor run capacitor. It's universal. It could fit almost any AC unit. If you're interested on this, I'll leave a link on the description down below, and I'll leave a QR code right here to check out all the tools that I use within this video. But I'll get back to this and I'll show you how to use it later on in the video. Let's refer to this capacitor. It's 45 plus 5 microfarads. What we're focusing here is 45. So this Turbo 200 motor run has jumper cables. Every one of these have a label. Let's start with the colored ones first, which is 2.5 microfarads, 10 microfarads, 20, 25. To achieve 45, I'm gonna have to connect the 20 microfarads and jump it to the 25 microfarads. 20 plus 25 microfarads equals 45 microfarads. So I'm just going to take one jumper, jump it on the 20 microfarad, and then jump it right here on the 25 microfarad. Now let's go test this out. The common is still in the middle. Placing right in the middle, where is the common? And you can see that it's saying 45.6. So perfect. Will match my 45 microfarads. So what if you only need 35 microfarads? Well, I put one on the 25 and I put one on the 10 microfarads. And there you go, it's reading at 35.45. Just takes all the guesswork out of it. It makes everything super nice and easy. Now you can use this on any AC unit. It doesn't matter how big your AC unit is. So just like how we took a picture on this where all the wires will go into the capacitor, with our new turbo run capacitor, we're just going to connect it to exactly what it says right here, the red and the purple, and place it on the common terminal. The brown wire going to the fan, and we got the yellow wire going to the Herm. So just place that on the 5. The Herm, either one of those works. That's it. Screw it back into here, close it up, put the cover on, and it should be good. Back your switch. There you go. And close this back up. Now I'm not going to close this up yet. I'm going to show you that this actually works. Just for this video purposes, this Turbo 200 will power this AC unit. Everything's running. There's our Turbo 200 attached to it. Everything's running perfectly. So hopefully after watching this video, you can finally change the capacitor on your AC unit easily and safely, and you don't have to get scammed by those other companies out there that charge way up too much. Because before, I got charged over $1,000 just to get my capacitor changed, and they started to add up other service fees and change fees and all that they just you don't really need. Just by doing this, doing other tests, follow each step, you'll be perfectly fine. And again, if you're interested on this Turbo 200 capacitor, I'll leave that link on the description down below. Now, I did make a video on how I made my AC blow colder, and it was 15 degrees colder from the start to finish. If you're interested in how I accomplished that, I'll leave that video right down here after you watch this one. And again, friends, thank you so much for all the love and support and for watching my videos. If you found this video super helpful so far, friends, please kind of hit that big thumbs up, press the subscribe and notification bell, and I'll see you, friends, on the next video.